Okay, I'm going to share my Arcane Warrior build that I use to solo Perilous, and I've done this with a level 16 Arcane Warrior using this build, and I've seen people do it with level 10 or 11 Arcane Warrior using this build. And so it's really powerful, and it's a little bit different than my Arcane Warrior build for group play, so you'll want to watch this video even if you watched my other one. Anyways, so to start, I like to spec out the Mentalism tree with Fade Shield as my first point in. That gives you the barrier that you need to stay alive. And then Guardian Spirit, which gives you 100% barrier every time you're about to go down. And then I like to move it on over to Elemental and spec out Arcing Surge for my Chain Lightning, and that helps me keep my barriers up. And then also Fade Cloak and Decloaking Blast. So this is really important if you're soloing on Perilous. And it basically makes you immune to damage for 2 seconds, and then when you decloak, you do 1000% weapon damage to every enemy around you, which basically gets your barrier up 100% every time you use it, because you're always surrounded by enemies on Perilous when you're soloing. And then, and then one other thing about Fade Cloak that I should mention is that it also gets you up if you've been knocked down. So say the demon commander sprouts out from under you and you're knocked down, if you use Fade Cloak, you immediately stand up and can do damage to them. So it's really, really a lifesaver. And then you'll also want to spec out Fade Step and Frost Step. So basically, you'll find that when you're surrounded by enemies, it's really easy to keep your barrier up, and it's really those ranged enemies like archers and mages that are going to kill you, and so Frost Step helps you get in close to them and do damage with your Spirit Sword. And then I like to start speccing out some passives on the Mentalism tree with my next few points. Combat Clarity is really useful because it makes your mana regenerate faster, and you can basically spam Decloaking Blast and keep your barrier up all the time. I also like Spell Sword and Force of Will, which gives you armor every time you use your sword, which is going to be all the time on Perilous by yourself. And then also Mind Over Matter, because you don't want to get flanked by enemies. And then I also get Composed, which adds some points to each attribute. And I want to make it, so I want to talk about the powers that I'm skipping over, because I think that's really important, and a lot of you will be like, why? So, Strength of Spirits. Do not spec out Strength of Spirits if you're playing by yourself on Perilous. So basically, the barrier bonus sounds good, but it actually just increases your max barrier. And because your depletion rate is based on your max barrier, it makes your barrier deplete faster. So unless you keep up 100% barrier all the time, which is impossible if you're playing by yourself on Perilous, then it really makes your barrier die faster. It's really bad. So don't do it. And if you're interested in the math, I can take you through it. It's on my blog at girlplaysgame.com, but just trust me, all right? And the next thing that I skipped over is something that almost every Arcane Warrior I've seen uses when they're playing in group mode. So that would be Pull of the Abyss. And the reason for this is, Pull of the Abyss really gets all your enemies into one spot and allows you to do group damage to them. On Perilous, if you're soloing, you're going to be surrounded by enemies all the time, and they come in on their own. You do not need Pull of the Abyss for it. So basically, I have a bunch of points left over. You can see right now I'm only a level 18 Arcane Warrior, and I've already soloed with this build. You can put the rest of your points into each of these Veil powers if you wish, because we've already spec'd out all 4 active powers. And that's it. That's my build, and I hope you enjoyed, and you can watch the next video of me destroying some demons by myself on Perilous if you want, or you can just go play with this build. And I thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy it.